Encryption keys are larger and more complex. Passwords which you cannot remember. They provide a more secure way to hide or encrypt the data. Passwords are typically are used to unlock something like a password vault, login, or maybe uh, uh, keying with encryption keys. An encryption key is typically a random string of bit generated specifically to scramble and unscramble data. That means if you are sending in a uh, I love you, it may scramble the entire I love you statement into different statement where you cannot read. And when decrypted, so that uncrambled data become as an it does uncrambling and is coming back to the I love you. So the longer the key constructed, the harder it is the break to encryption code. But when it is coming to the passwords, passwords or passphrases are basically a human equivalent of keys, where you have to set up a password or key, because as much as longer you are keeping 8 characters, 9, 10 characters with all possible keys in the keyboard, so that makes it stronger. But however, we need to remember here, when you are designing anything yourself with respect to security, you need to think like an attacker, as we discussed it before, because attackers have abused reasons to protect their malicious code from prying the eyes and network security products to hide the content of malware communication with command and control server, because they don't want to reveal any footprint at your place, so that they also uses this kind of an encryption things. So you need to understand, you know yourself, that these people will do such kind of encryption technology so that you can learn how to decrypt. Or maybe, in addition, they often use password authentication to prevent others from hijacking their backdoors. When they keep these backdoors at your place, at your system, they also use some kind of password to utilize that software by themselves, so that even though if you are identified that you cannot use, you need to give their password. So they try to 100% they will keep in a password so that others cannot access. This is why they introduce passwords, encryption keys, and other cryptography artifacts. The majority of such artifacts are generated or selected randomly. However, such artifacts are reused even though the related algorithms were changed again. This enables linking new malicious codes to known attackers. See, for everybody, even though, as we discussed it before, even the attackers are also human beings. They can't remember everything what they can't accept that whatever the randomly created. Am I right? So they also need to have uh, sometimes the same code what they used in the past, and they may be linking to malicious codes. As being a security expert, you need to try to understand this aspect and map it. So if coming to that, the major differences between encryption and password protection, encryption is a process of concealing messages in such a way that only authorized personnel can access the information or data encoded within that message. But password is like it is a security measure to protect personal and sensitive information access via computers from unauthorized access. When it is coming to the sensitive information or data is encrypted or hidden using an algorithm, in and in a key and in a cipher is a key to the code. But where password simply a series of characters and may contain alphabets, numbers, special characters, etc. Encryption takes information or data and makes them unreadable. Passwords are less secure than encryption and can be easily cracked. There are two types of encryption widespread use are symmetric and asymmetric encryption, where you will learn in the third module, fourth module more on this encryption technology. But however, remember a strong password consists of at least minimum six characters, but I recommend 8 characters with a combination of letters, numbers, and specialized symbols.